Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of Sister Wives Season 18, Episode 7, Throwing in the Towel. All right, as per usual, we are heavily relying on the confessionals. However, this entire episode, well, almost the entire episode is two conversations that we keep going back and forth between. One between Meri and Robyn that takes place at Meri's house, and another one between Janelle and Christine. We start off with Janelle's confessional where she tells us that she's meeting up with Christine for lunch. She didn't say whether it was salsa brava or not, but at this point I can only assume so. She tells us that she hasn't shared with Christine yet, like what went down with her big fight with Kody, because she was still processing it. And my guess is she didn't want to get Christine's hopes up. Because the second she tells Christine it's over, Christine will be elated. Anyway, she said she was still processing it, but now she feels more settled and she's ready to talk about it. And oh my God, I was kidding, but they are at Salsa Brava. This family loves their Mexican food. Either that or, as I suspect, Salsa Brava is the only restaurant in town that will agree to film this show. I don't know. I mean, it's free publicity. I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it's like a chain or I've never heard of it before. We don't have it where I live, but it looks good. It also looks very empty. Maybe that's why they agreed. Maybe they're trying to get a little more, interest in the place. But it's either that or it's just that they allow them to film in like a private room because there's never anybody else in the place but the Brown family. So yeah, I mean, Salsa Brava, the fifth wife or the second wife. As the way things are turning out, Kody and Robyn will still get their wish to remain in a plural marriage. It's just that his two wives will now be Robyn and Salsa Brava, which I feel like is kind of perfect for Kody. Salsa Brava doesn't demand anything of him, doesn't have any children of their own. They cook for him. They're there when he needs them. During operating hours, of course. And then he can go home to Robyn every night. So it's sort of perfect. Okay, we cut over to an aerial view of Meri's house. And oh my God, you guys, I was right. That house looks to be almost as big as Robyn's, at least from the outside. We barely see the inside ever. I don't think we've seen the inside since she rented the place. It looks huge, particularly for one person. Anyway, I'm just saying it's a huge place. I don't know why she needs to be in a place that big. And maybe she's storing Robyn's artwork, the stuff that she can't quite squeeze onto her walls. The overflow. So she could change it out every once in a while. I mean, I know she does keep her LuLaRoe merchandise there, but that's, it's a lot of wild print leggings. I don't think the house needs to be that big. So now we get Meri's confessional, and she gives this big sigh, and she said, I have asked Robyn over to share a little tidbit of information about my current life status. We cut back to Christine and Janelle. Christine tells us in her confessional that she's heard a little bit through Janelle's kids that things aren't going so great between Janelle and Kody. Actually, that they're worse than ever, she says, as she tries not to smile. All right, back to Meri's McMansion. Robyn is greeted at the front door, and hold on to your hats, guys. She's invited inside. Yeah, no more hugging real close and then sitting 6 feet apart outside in the back. As the weather is now getting more tolerable, she invites her into her home. I mean, she had to invite her in. Otherwise, I don't think Robyn would be allowed to step over the threshold. I think that's the rules of being a vampire. But honestly, I'm more distracted by the fact that we are getting to see inside Meri's home again. Like I said, it has been years. She does have that same little curved couch that they sit on. Couple things. One, it looks very uncomfortable. It looks like something you would find in the lobby of a hotel. And two, it looks like it's part of a bigger set. I think I remember thinking that this is the couch she had back in Vegas. I think I remember thinking it back then, that it looks like it's the middle section of like a bigger sectional. Anyway, Robyn is worried because so much heavy stuff has been going on and she doesn't know if she can take it anymore. It should be noted that none of the bad stuff is actually happening to Robyn. Robyn's not going through a divorce or separation. Robyn's kids are having their needs met by their father. It's not really anything that Robyn herself is struggling with. But anyway, Robyn is, waiting nervously for Meri to say the reason why she called her there. And Meri is just... oh, she's sighing, she's squirming around, beating around the bush. I mean, if I were Robyn, I would think someone was dying. Meri struggled less when she announced to the family that she had been catfished. I mean, this is... I'd be very nervous if I were Robyn. Meri. So I've given this a lot of thought, and I'm getting really tired of driving back and forth from here to the B&B. So I am moving out of this house. Okay, side note. We know what Meri's going to say, right? Because she announced it last week. She's just moving her LuLaRoe business to Parowan. So she'll be there more often than she's in Flagstaff, but she's still going to live in Flagstaff. Now, I'm happy to hear that she's moving out of the giant house. There was a part of me that was afraid she was going to keep that giant house. But the way she's rolling this information out to Robyn, it almost feels intentional. Like she's intentionally trying to scare Robyn. And then she'll, end with, no, I'm just moving my business. I'm still going to live here. Because why would she not just, first of all, don't make it such a giant big deal. Nobody cares that much, not even Robyn. If you're not leaving the family, you're not leaving Kody, then Robyn's not going to care. Why wasn't this just a casual conversation? Hey, by the way, I've been thinking about this a lot. I think I'm going to move the LuLaRoe stuff to Parowan because it'll be a lot easier for me to do both of my businesses from the same place. And I'll get a place here, but smaller. That could have been a super easy conversation, I feel like. Meri, the buildup is, I wonder if she's really trying to scare Robyn. Anyway, she says, I'm moving out of this house again. Too big for one person. Only thing worse than one person living in that huge house is one person living in that huge house part-time. Ridiculous. She should switch places with Janelle. Either that or maybe there's an apartment in Janelle's building. So when she says she's moving out of the house, Robyn gives her this look like, say what now? And she goes, and I'm moving my clothing business to Parowan, but I will be downsizing here in Flagstaff. Robyn, slightly relieved, she's like, okay, where are you going to live though? She's going to get a little apartment in Flagstaff, so I guess she can say she lives in Flagstaff, but the bulk of her time is going to be up in Utah. So I don't know. In Robyn's confessional, she's like, I'm just double checking. This is home. This will stay your home, right? Yeah. Because Robyn just can't take another horrible thing happening to her. So Robyn says, what do you mean you're going to be there more? And Meri said, it means I'm going to be up there for bigger chunks of time because both of my businesses will be there. And I'll come back when I'm needed here. So never? In what capacity does Meri think that she would ever be needed in Flagstaff? To babysit Saul and Ari? They have siblings that are in their 20s, so she's not really needed for that. I'm not even kidding when I say I can't think of a single reason why Meri would be needed in Flagstaff. Can you? In Robyn's confessional, she says she feels unsteady. Even with Kody, she feels that way. Personally, I think it's looking around Meri's house and seeing all that empty wall space. I think she's physically getting dizzy. It's too much empty walls. Let's get some bad artwork up there. Stat. No, she says she feels like she and Meri had a steadiness all throughout everything that the family's been going through. I could look at her and say, we're going to stick it out, right? Yeah, no, Robyn, that was always you saying it. If you think back, did Meri ever say, we're going to stick this out together? No. No, because her husband didn't want her, so she's in a very different position than you are. I mean, Meri did agree with you to stick it out, but probably because it felt good to be wanted by anybody. All right, cut back to Salsa Brava. Janelle says to Christine, I went and saw Nancy. Now, Nancy is the family counselor that they used to see in Las Vegas, so I don't know if Nancy has moved there. I'm not even sure how far away Vegas is from Flagstaff, but I don't know. Whatever it is, she went and saw Nancy. And for those of you who have never watched the show before, Nancy was the family counselor to the whole Brown family. And she used to be on camera a lot. They used to have several sessions with her on camera. So if you go back and watch past seasons, you'll be able to see Nancy. Not the children. I just mean Kody and all the wives used to go together and see Nancy. Anyway, Janelle just said, really, I'm growing and I need something different. Now, Christine looks at her like, are you saying what I think you're saying? Don't toy with me, girl. What she says very tentatively is, what do you mean something different? And Janelle said, I don't want to be married anymore. Christine, you're done? And Janelle said, yeah, and I don't know what to do with that. Now we cut to Meri and Robyn. Meri says, yeah, it's about a 5-hour drive from Parowan to Flagstaff. So, damn, girl, no wonder you're getting tired of that commute. 5 hours one way just to go back to Flagstaff and sit in a giant house filled with athleisure wear? I mean, yeah, I get it. It feels a little pointless. Meri, I just feel like it'll be more efficient for me to have both of my businesses in one place. Robyn, oh, so you want your business to be there, but this will be where you live. Give it up, Robyn. And Meri goes, yes, but I'll be visiting there oftener. And they laugh about her saying oftener. I love how she's calling the place that she's going to be at probably 3/4 of her time as the place she's visiting, and the place she'll be 1/4 of the time is the place where she lives. And I'm just making those percentages up because it's probably a lot more like 95-5. All right, now this is the only scene that is other than the scene at Meri's house with her and Robyn and Salsa Brava with Christine and Janelle. I guess we had to throw in this filler scene, which to me, well, it's Kody out at Coyote Pass with his children, meaning his and Robyn's children, and they're on their new mini bikes. There's one little confessional with Saul and Ari and talking about how, one day they'll be ready to ride theirs. Saul thinks he'll be in his 20s first. Oh, God. He probably will. But we see Brianna riding hers. Actually, we see Aurora on like a 4-wheeler. So that isn't even one of the new mini bikes. So I don't know. I know I saw 3 of those mini bikes on Christmas morning under the tree. I assumed they were for Dayton, who's like, I don't know, what is Dayton, 38 now? No, it's for Dayton, who's in college, Aurora, who's 20. That's where Saul gets it from. He thinks he has to be in his 20s before he can get a little dirt bike. Anyway, and Brianna, who's 17, something like that. Anyway, I assumed they were for the 3 older ones because Robyn would never, ever, ever let the 2 little ones be on them. But that's not what Aurora's riding. She's got this 4-wheeler that she's, riding all around Coyote Pass. I just have to say, the reason I'm have this weird reaction is because this scene is so wrong. I don't know whose idea it was, if it was TLC's or if it was Kody's. I have no idea. I just know it's going to hurt the other children who already feel less than. Oh God, you guys, I would have loved if Janelle and Savannah drove up to Coyote Pass and like just to watch the others ride their Christmas presents in front of Savannah, who got nothing from Kody. Not just that she didn't get her own mini bike, it's that she got nothing. She didn't get a phone call. She didn't get a text that said Merry Christmas. Nothing. I just would love to have seen how, you know what? It wouldn't matter if Janelle and Savannah were there. Kody would have justified it somehow. Probably. Honestly, I think the whole point of him buying them mini bikes and knowing this is televised was as a screw you to the other kids. Look at what you could have gotten if you were loyal to me, if you obeyed my rules. Like, I think he wants them to see what he gave Robyn's kids, which is really messed up. We see Robyn's confessional where she said, Janelle told Kody not to come back to the house after their fight. I begged her not to, but she did it anyway. How about you beg Kody to change? Not Janelle. All right, cut back to Salsa Brava. Christine's like, so you're leaving Kody? You're done? Does Kody know you're done? Janelle, well, I told him not to come back to the house. We're separated. We left it that we would go to counseling, but he hasn't taken any action. Neither have I. And it's been a month now. Robyn, how about you? Have you pushed Kody to call and find a counselor for him and Janelle? Because you want it so bad. You want sister wives so bad. You're not begging Janelle, though. I noticed that. She begs Meri to stay, but she doesn't beg Janelle to stay. And Janelle actually has a shot of because Kody wants her. He doesn't want Meri. But it's interesting that the one she begs to do this with me, don't leave the family, is the woman that Kody has made it crystal clear he wants nothing to do with. I think it's interesting. I think it's sort of an easy way for her to have her husband all by herself, but also pretend that you want a plural marriage. It's safe. Meri is safe because I don't think there's anything she can do in this world that will make Kody want her. I don't know. I mean, he did at one point. He loved her. He chose her. He married her as his single wife at one point. I don't know why he can't get that back again. I don't know. Anyway, in Christine's confessional, she's like, ugh, Kody likes to string people along. He's done it to Meri for years. He tried to do it with me. And now Janelle, ugh, he's exhausting. I have to say, I feel like Christine, the way Christine feels about Kody is the way Kody feels about Meri. Like, it is over. In Janelle's confessional, she said, I can't think of any reason why I would want him back. She said, I don't know. It might be COVID. It might be my boys, but I don't know. I just want something different. Okay, so back to Meri and Robyn. Robyn's just has to get this straight. So this doesn't mean anything else, or does it mean exactly what you're telling me it means? And Meri's like, it is exactly what I'm telling you. I'm just moving the businesses. I'm still going to live here, but I'm downsizing. And Robyn goes, okay, good to know. So now Meri starts to cry and she's like, it's scary. I don't like change, but I also know that you're the only one that cares about it. Robyn smiles and nods. I am the only one that cares about you. No, she just says, I do. I want you around. I always have. Yeah, because I think we would all have sister wives if it meant that they don't also sleep with your husband. All they do is, help pay the bills and maybe childcare. Yeah, we could all use a sister wife like that. Nothing going on between her and your husband. Your husband has made it abundantly clear, not interested. Yeah. I don't trust Robyn anymore. But also, Robyn, yes, you have always wanted Meri, but your husband doesn't. That's the issue. I remember back when Meri first bought that that the whole family was afraid that meant that she was leaving the family. Now they're either indifferent, like Janelle, have already left the family themselves, like Christine, or they wish she would leave, like Kody. So Meri said, I know what it looks like, and I know what you're going to think it means. And I also know that Kody doesn't give a crap. So in Meri's confessional, she says that she just wants Kody to remember the commitment he made and to work on their relationship. Meri, honey, I mean, that ship has sailed. Again, this was filmed almost 2 years ago, and they are officially separated, Meri and Kody. So I know that she finally gets it. I think she gets it. It's disturbing to me that she keeps saying things like, I want him to make a commitment to working on the marriage. What does that even mean, to work on the marriage? Well, to me, it would have to start with an attraction to one another. You're attracted to him, he's attracted to you, but you do some things that irritate the other person and it's getting to be too much. And those are things you can work on in a marriage. You can't work at trying to make yourself attracted to the other person. And I think that's what the problem is. In Robyn's confessional, now this is another dry cry situation where she imagines it must be hard for Meri to just hang on, hoping Kody will love her. And I feel selfish even asking her to try. Do you, though? Okay, speak of the devil. Now we get Kody's confessional. Well, first we see him sitting on a bunch of logs at Coyote Pass, just contemplating life, I guess. I don't know. In his confessional, he said, Janelle and I talked, and I said, let's get back together. But she said no. She needs more time. I'm enjoying my life too much without you. Okay, well, I mean, that's not what Janelle said, but it would have been awesome if she had. I would have loved that. Okay, back to Salsa Brava. Janelle said, our faith speaks against divorce. Christine, yeah, but what is God telling you? And Janelle said, I don't know. I mean, I feel fine with my decision. It's okay to grow. And sometimes your partner grows with you, and sometimes they don't. In her confessional, Janelle says, it's hard because our faith believes that marriage is a covenant that goes beyond death even. Kody, oh God. Okay, in this confessional, Kody says, I call Janelle regularly, but she's not ready. She's not interested in a relationship with Robyn. She's not interested in a relationship with Meri. Certainly not with Meri, I guess. Oh no, that's you, dude. I don't think Janelle wants less to do with Meri than she does Robyn. That's a little projecting, I think. Also, sorry, Meri. You are hearing these things, though, right? Not wanting anything to do with you is the only thing that Kody can understand. Back to Meri and Robyn's conversation. Robyn, so stuff with the kids, how's that going to work out? She means like birthday parties and events, stuff like that. And Meri said, just let me know ahead of time. But you have to communicate with me. You have to call me once a while. You have to text me. In her confessional, Meri said, these last 2 years during the pandemic, I was basically on my own. Robyn hasn't reached out a lot. If she wants me there for something, she's going to have to let me know. Robyn, there's like this long pause, and Robyn goes, I've kind of gone inside myself. Yeah, this is too much about you now, Meri. Robyn can't handle that. Robyn has to think about herself some more and how all these marriages imploding around her are affecting her. Oh, it's dry. Her world is being rocked. So, shut up, Meri, and go enjoy your life in Parowan. Just as long as you drive 5 hours each way to watch my kids open their presents. Yeah, but no invite to second Christmas, by the way. You can just head back to Lizzie's Heritage Inn when we do that. I'm still thinking about that, about how Meri's sitting in her mansion by herself, probably 15 minutes away, and nobody calls her for second Christmas. Oh, God. Okay, back to Kody's confessional. He's still whining about Janelle wanting to be separated. I will say this. I guess it's got him to stop whining about Christine leaving. Now he can just whine about Janelle leaving for a while. It's helping him get over Christine, so thank you, Janelle. No, he's like, it seems like Janelle has just decided that this doesn't work. And the kids are mostly raised. I guess I'm done. I don't see it that way, but, what do I have to offer her? Well, gee, I thought it was those big pecs and those six-pack abs. I thought you were offering that to her. Then he says, Meri and I are getting along, but Meri would like to reconcile. And I don't think that works for me. Okay. They're getting along. So you want her to just hang around as a friend now? And also, now you know how Janelle feels. You're complaining because you think Janelle just unilaterally decided that, she's kind of done with the marriage. Well, didn't you unilaterally do that to Meri? Meri didn't decide the marriage was over. She still hasn't made that decision. God, it's so hypocritical. Back at Salsa Brava, Christine is just holding herself back from ordering a cake with sparklers and celebrating Janelle leaving. She is thrilled. Christine, so it's final? And Janelle goes, well, it's hard to say final, but it is. Christine, oh, okay, you're separated. Like, don't take this all away from me, Janelle. At least promise me you're separated. And Janelle said, oh, for sure, we are separated. Christine, that's great. That is great. I don't know, I get a kick out of that. In her confessional, Janelle said, I think Christine has felt like I was getting a raw deal for a long time. And, she took action, and I think she just thinks I deserve something better. Yeah, you're right. You hit the nail on the head. That's exactly it's almost the opposite of what Robyn is doing to Meri. Christine wants you to be happy, even if it means not being with Kody, or maybe especially if it means not being with Kody. Robyn, on the other hand, is not considering Meri's happiness. So Christine poses this question to Janelle. She says, okay, so if Kody changed, would you ever want a full marriage with him again? And Janelle says yes. She goes, yes, but that's unrealistic. I think he's how he's always been. And Christine said, I think he changed quite a bit. I think he's vastly different. He's not the same person. And then Janelle thinks about it and she's like, yeah, he used to be, Christine, courageous. Now I think Christine is just fucking with Kody because she knows, like we all know now, Kody watches the show, watches the diary room confessionals and, everything that happens when he's not there. And she just wants him to know that she said she's basically calling him a coward. She knows that suggesting that he's not courageous to Kody, of all people, it's like a knife in the kidney. And she knows it. And Janelle, just to pile on when Christine suggests that he's not courageous anymore, she goes, maybe that's it. Because all of a sudden, it just doesn't work for me anymore. Oof. That's going to be hard to hear. It's going to sting. Christine, again trying not to smile, says, I'm so not attracted to anybody like that. And she's really getting in Janelle's head because now Janelle said, Kody used to be so dynamic and bold. In Christine's confessional, she goes, everybody always used to want to be around Kody, but he didn't let anyone control him. He used to be his own person. Oh, God. He's going to be so worked up by all this, guys. Anyway, Janelle just says that he's now advocating a patriarchy, and he never used to do that. And I'm just not that person, she said. Even Meri gets in on it. We have a confessional with Meri, and she says, this is not the happy-go-lucky Kody Brown that I married. Then, talking to Robyn, she says, Kody is very, 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 very angry. And Meri says, I don't know how you do it, because he's not the same person we married. And Robyn, no, he hasn't been. And Meri goes, I'm sad for him. In his confessional, Kody said, I'm not the only one who's changed. We've all changed. Back to Meri and Robyn, Meri said, why is he so angry? And Robyn goes, because... And Meri goes, Robyn, I've heard him say he was glad that Christine left. In her confessional, Meri goes, I'm sorry, I'm not buying that anymore. I don't buy that he's lamenting, where has my family gone? Because if he was, he'd work more at it. Oh my God, I am loving this conversation. I'm loving that Meri is, coming back at Robyn with stuff. Robyn, well, when he thinks about it, this really has messed him up. Meri, then why doesn't he do anything about it? Robyn's actually getting irritated with Meri because I don't think Robyn has ever had pushback from Meri. And so this is unfamiliar to her, so she's like, what do you mean? What is he supposed to do? And Meri goes, like with me. What now, Robyn? You've been telling Meri to hold on. And Meri wants to work at it. Yeah. All Robyn says is, well, that's the $1 million question, isn't it? In her confessional, Robyn goes, I can ask Kody, why don't you figure this out? But Kody's going to do what Kody's going to do. Okay, then why sit there with Meri, of all people, and wonder, what's Kody supposed to do? Robyn is so insensitive to Meri and Meri's feelings or where Meri is in life. It never seems to occur to Robyn to consider Meri's position. No relationship with her husband at all. Wanting one, but not even getting him to, barely talk to her. He never comes over to her house. He never spends time alone with her. Robyn just, she doesn't understand why Janelle's not trying either. Okay. Back to Kody, who cannot get over this now. Does he have OCD? Is that what's happening? Because he is obsessing over the fact that he went to Salsa Brava and thought that he could make everything up with Janelle by smiling at her, flashing his pecs and his six-pack abs and hugging her and saying things like, oh, you didn't think I'd want to give you a kiss as soon as I saw you? Ew. But his brain is still reeling from the fact that he couldn't charm her. And she ended up leaving that conversation by saying, I still want to be separate. That's messing with him. And he can't stop talking about it. We get another confessional with Kody saying, Janelle says she doesn't enjoy our time together. She doesn't want a divorce, but she doesn't want me around. But I want the marriage to thrive for the sake of our children. What are you asking? And for our honor. I mean, divorce is embarrassing. At Salsa Brava, Christine says, one of the things that Kody was so mad about is that he thinks I wasn't a good sister wife. And Janelle goes, I think he was only talking about one person. I mean, come on, that's the reality. And Christine goes, but I'm not close to Robyn. And Janelle goes, yeah, that's the hardest thing to overcome. That somehow she's been a victim. We raised our kids together, and she always wanted separate childcare for her kids. And that's fine, but also it didn't give us the same opportunity to bond. That's interesting. Yeah, I think, was it her niece or something, Robyn's niece, that she had nannying her kids? I think so. Not the nanny later that got COVID. I think that was someone different. But that's a good point that for sure Janelle got close to Christine's kids and Christine got close to Janelle's as they were raised kind of all together. But had Robyn relied on them to watch her kids and not gotten a separate nanny, I think the bond would have been much closer for Janelle and Christine to Robyn's children. Yeah, that's interesting. Christine said, yeah, I think Robyn getting a nanny was like the line in the sand. And Janelle said, yeah, and Kody viewed everything through the way Robyn perceived her relationships with us. How you treat Robyn then became the gauge for whether you were a good sister wife or not. Janelle said, I can't even bring up Robyn's name without Kody just shutting down that conversation. She's perfect, she's loyal, etc. Robyn, in her confessional, of course, she claims that all she ever wanted was to have good relationships with her sister wives. And the claim that she turned Kody against them is ridiculous. It's bogus. They have their own issues and they need to stop talking about me. So now back at Meri's house, Robyn tells Meri that Christine leaving really messed Kody up. And his recollection of their relationship was that it was very functional. Christine basically said it was horrible every single minute of every day. Stories upon stories of all the things she was going through, and not so much about you and Janelle as much as him. Meri looks like she might actually be having a realization about Robyn right now. You can almost see the light bulb go off. Yes, do it, Meri. Get in the car, drive to Salsa Brava right now, and dish to your sister wives over a few margaritas. Come on. Now, Christine's confessional, she's like, I'm not going to take responsibility for Kody losing his religion. That's ridiculous. And in Meri's confessional, she said, I don't believe that Christine said that our lives were just pure hell every single moment. I believe she had frustrations, and if Kody interpreted it and related it to Robyn as such, then I don't think that's fair. I'm not surprised Christine had frustrations with me or Janelle or Kody or Robyn. That's part of being in a plural family. We all have. I've had frustrations too. No family is perfect. Meanwhile, Janelle and Christine are laughing about how they will always be sister wives to one another. Now, in a bunch more confessionals, everyone is wondering whether the will is there to keep this family together. And I can tell you right now, it is not. The will isn't even there to keep Janelle and Kody together. They agreed to counseling. Kody said, I appreciate it because Christine didn't allow for that. She just left. So yeah, I appreciate you suggesting we go to counseling. Yes, okay, let's find a counselor. And then neither of them did anything about it. And now a month has passed. So, Kody's not going to look for a counselor when all he really wants to do is bitch and moan and complain about Janelle. He's in that stage right now. Christine tells Janelle that one of her frustrations was always that whenever she threw a party, like for one of the kids' birthdays or graduation or something, that Kody would come to her house as a guest. Yet when Robyn threw a party for like one of her kids' birthdays, Kody was there as the dad, helping to throw the party, cleaning up, getting drinks, passing out food, like a co-host. In Christine's confessional, she goes, Janelle's not going to get snarky with me like I wish, because she still has feelings for Kody. In Janelle's confessional, she said, Christine's throwing out a lot of stuff about Kody and Robyn. And while I am getting a good laugh, I have to be careful at this point to stay in touch with my own feelings and not be influenced by Christine. Yes, don't be influenced by her utter joy at not having to deal with Kody and Robyn anymore. Okay, so back to the sad girls. Meri says, I think I should probably tell Kody, too, what my plan is here. Oh, you mean tell your husband that you're moving out of state? Yeah. Ordinarily, I would say, yeah, that's probably something a wife should tell her husband. But of course, in this case, it's probably not necessary. Meri, I wondered if you would be around when I told him. And Robyn goes, yeah, I'll translate. That pissed me off because Meri has been married to him twice as long as you have. I don't know. It bugs me that Meri's acting like, well, you know Kody better than I do. No, she doesn't. She might know him more intimately than you do. But, that's just in the last 10 years. Jeez. Meri's like, yeah, because he doesn't understand me. He doesn't get me. Robyn says that she's been teased before that she speaks Kody. Ew. And then Robyn says, honestly, the most painful thing I think you could tell a woman about her husband. She says, yeah, I think Kody's trying to figure it out with Janelle and me and in a strange way with you. Thanks, Robyn. So he's trying to figure it out with Meri in a strange way. And by strange, she means by outwardly saying he wants nothing to do with her. So yeah, that is a strange way to work something out. I guess she's right. Meri, that pissed Meri off. She's like, there's no question, Robyn. He's done with me. There's no question. Side note, Meri, are you listening to yourself? Because you're right. I don't like this holding out hope thing. I don't want her doing that. Robyn, Meri, he talks about us all out on the property still. He talks about you there. Yeah. Far away in the lot that's hidden in the trees so that he doesn't have to accidentally look at her. Then in her confessional, Robyn says, I'm just trying to give Meri a little rope to hang on to. Yeah, that's funny, Robyn. In Meri's confessional, she said, I've heard him say things that are unkind about me, and he wants me out on the property, yet he will hardly ever talk to me. Yeah, he may need those LuLaRoe bucks, especially if Janelle leaves. So you may have some financial value to Kody. So Meri goes, so as long as you and Janelle are good with him, he's cool with plural marriage? Robyn, what do you mean? And Meri goes, well, that's the only plural marriage he has left. Robyn, it's not like he's given up on plural marriage. I can only do what I can do here. Yeah, but no, that's not true. That's not true. You could be a lot different, Robyn. You could reach out to Janelle. You could have befriended her. You could have made sure that she was invited to things and her kids were. You could have embraced her kids. There's so much more you could have done, Robyn. The only thing you keep doing over and over again is begging Meri, the one woman that Kody was done with first before anybody else. You just keep begging her not to leave the family. Not because it's good for Meri and not because it's good for Kody, but because it's good for you somehow, for some reason. So you need to stop with this. I can only do as much as I can do. In Kody's confessional, he goes, Meri and I went through a 7-year process to get to where we are today. We get along with each other, but I don't want to reconcile a relationship with her. I don't think that's a good fit for me. Okay, it's not a good fit. Well, then divorce her. Be a man and let her go. I mean, Kody has never wavered on that stance. I know it, you know it, and Robyn knows it. And it's ugly and cruel of her to throw Meri a little rope to keep her hanging on. I don't like it. Okay, back to the happy girls. Christine's like, so you haven't been heartbroken? You don't cry? Janelle's like, no. When we had the fight before Christmas, he was yelling horrible stuff at me. You're gaslighting me. And then, of course, we get a flashback as if we forgot the iconic scene. I mean, TLC is milking it for all it's worth. I have a feeling we'll be seeing that fight every episode for the rest of the season. And who am I kidding? It's not like I would ever turn down another opportunity to watch Kody drink hot water or to hear Janelle tell Kody to fuck off. Anyway, Janelle says that after that fight, later that day, she was driving around and I felt like this weight had lifted off my shoulders. Yep. Meanwhile, in Kody's confessional, I don't think Janelle realizes that 80 to 90% of all separations end in divorce. Oh, I think she does. Kody thinks it's a mistake, but, whatever. Janelle's confessional, she says, Kody and I are in a weird state right now. I'm in a really weird place right now because I don't want Kody back in my house, but there's really no legal mechanism that says that we're divorced. But I'm not at all interested in any other relationship or dating or anything. Unless God throws a guy right in my path with arrows pointing at him saying, this is it, this is it, this is it. I'm not interested. So to Christine, Janelle says, it's a new chapter for me. And Christine said, it is a new chapter for you. How are you feeling? Janelle feels optimistic. They talk about how hard last summer was. And Christine said, yeah, that was when she left the family and was moving to Utah. And she said, I remember when I told you I was moving, you cried. And Janelle goes, yeah, I did. I cried. Christine, you cried over me and you didn't cry over Kody. So, yeah, Christine loves that. And they're just kind of laughing. Back to the sad girls. Robyn is sobbing again in her confessional. I'm always torn between telling Meri, go find your happiness, and saying, please stay and figure it out with us. Well, we know which one wins out every time because I have never heard her tell Meri, go find your happiness. Yeah. So in her struggle, the one that wins out is the one that benefits Robyn and hurts Meri. Robyn loves Kody, but she's always wanted to live a plural marriage. So she feels a little tricked. Kind of the way she's tricking Meri into thinking there's still hope with Kody. She feels kind of duped by the family, and she's angry and depressed. And on that note, we end episode 7. I think things are going to start moving a little bit faster now, because I think we're in March here. And so, it started with like before Thanksgiving, and we're already in March. And now I think things are going to pick up much faster. I did read that Meri had said this season 18, spans an entire year. So by the end, we're going to be back in like, end of November, I guess, of 2022. Still a year behind, but it should encompass a lot. I don't know if it's going to include when Christine starts dating David or not, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm still having fun. I hope you guys are too. If you liked this recap, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button. And if you click on the bell icon, you will get notified every time I post something new here on my channel. I am an Amazon affiliate. If you go into the description box below and click on any of my links to Amazon, anything you purchase within that session, I will get a small percentage of. It doesn't have to be the item that I have listed either. So I appreciate that. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.